31st July 1958. Pray with love. Whatever be the language, if there is no love, it will not be pleasing to God. There should be love in the words spoken. In any language or in any manner you like, pray to God with a loving heart. If feelings of humility and love are there in your prayer, and there is no ego, then God will surely listen. When the mind is full of love while praying, it will merge in God and will have the taste of divine love without any effort. God is realized through pure conduct and ardent prayer in the right manner. Follow with integrity the path selected according to your own nature. 3rd August 1958. When we firmly surrender to God, everything is favorable. When we are away from God, everything becomes unfavorable. When God is unfavorable, contentment never comes, and we will go astray, do evil deeds, and then suffer as a result. So, have faith in God. सम्मुख होए जीव मोहि जबहि जन्म कोटि अथ नाशौ तबहि. From Manasji. Meaning, I destroy the sins of crores of birds when the jeev, that is the soul, takes refuge in me. The easiest way to please God is devotion. Without taking refuge in God, we shall not be released. When we pray to God in solitude with a longing heart, He comes and takes and hold of our hand at once. When we will be impatient for His vision, He will come immediately. God's name should always be repeated, in whatever way, with or without feelings, in laziness or with love. Taking God's name is surely beneficial. Like, even if the seeds fall haphazardly in the field, they will sprout. Remembrance of God's name purifies 12 spots within us. When dew falls, it is not visible. If you put a cloth outside, it will be wet. In the same way, even if you don't see the result, go on remembering the God's name. Do jap, paying attention to the inner meaning. The heart will surely be purified. 4th August 1958. Why the mind does not like prayers. I hear from many that the mind does not like prayers. It is a common complaint as we get deeper into spiritual practices. What is the root cause of this? Our wish for God realization is not intense enough. We should pray to God with intense longing and devotion. Other thoughts rise in the mind. We do not try to destroy them. Our self surrendering is not complete. A man who is firm in self surrendering is rich in God's graces. Keep lying on the threshold of God, free from all worries. Whether I go to heaven or to hell, I am your child. You are all in all for me. I do not know anyone else. A person having an attitude like this, where and how will his mind go except towards God? A true self surrendering is difficult. even in a dream the ego does not rise, then that is true self surrendering. God is always near us. Not even in a dream, He goes away. Our attachment for God should be so firm, along with the mind, that we may destroy any other distracting thought at the very onset. When the mind strays to other things, it is not perceptible. When this action of the mind becomes grosser, it comes within notice. Divert the mind at once towards prayer. How is the divine form of God? Kandarpa Koti Kishore Murti. His adolescent figure surpasses the beauty of Kandarpa, the god of love, by crores of times. This form is to be meditated upon to concentrate the mind. Let us meditate upon the meaning of the mantra and break the stream of all other thoughts which lead the mind astray from our path. Undoubtedly, the mind will become one pointed, and then the mind will be perfectly restrained. Do this and see how the mind becomes calm and one pointed. When a student is totally engrossed in study, he is not aware of who passes by him. How is a jalebi? It is sweet. How is a peda? It is also sweet. It is the object of the tongue. How sweet? No one can explain. When you eat only, then you know the taste. Similarly, in lay, that is the state when the mind merges in the self, the experience of the sadhak is an object of the self. It cannot be explained by speech because mind is not present there. The person who has seen has no speech, and the speech cannot see. Don't think about your sadhana to be right or wrong. Follow your path of spiritual practice with reverence. Don't change it to any other way. If anyone says that your sadhana is not right, then he is wrong. God has an immense heart. He is not confined to one place only. He pervades the whole universe. God is one, but He takes different forms. Our devotion should also be expansive. God is everything and nothing also. He accepts a purified heart. God has manifested Himself in the human form. According to God's declaration, His birth is divine. Whatever your feelings are, in that form, God will give you vision. Make your sadhana perfect, and then God Himself will hold your hand. The very first sadhana is solitude. Going into solitude, the inner subtle world is revealed. Try to break that. Sit in a room at home, closing the door. If we want self realization, we should leave the bed early around 3 o'clock in the morning and not later than 4 o'clock. Practice properly the sadhana as per instructions of our Guru. In the hours of Brahma Muhurat, that is early dawn, we get utmost peace of mind. When there is moonlight, a quiet atmosphere, and love for repeating the name of God, you will find no other bliss higher than this. Do not increase your work so much that you cannot get up early in the morning. Do not get up earlier than 3 and do not sleep after 5. A householder should sleep at least for 5 hours and not more than 6 hours. If we do not have devoted hearts, the older we grow, the more our desire for the sense objects increases and the sleep decreases. If you are not able to break the current of your thoughts, then take refuge of God. 5th August 1958. With patience, do sadhana. Gurudev says, my Gurudev Sri Patit Pavanji asked me to fall into a blind pit, and I fell. What and how did it all happen? I do not know to the least. Doing sadhana with faith according to the instructions of Sadguru Deva, God can be realized. In the beginning, we only infer his existence. By holistic efforts, he is realized. Devotees have realized God here in this world and then in Golok too. If we say that we shall see God after death, I don't believe in this. We must see God here itself. Having firm faith in Guru's words, if we make efforts according to instructions, God is realized. Giving up the pride of scriptural knowledge and all arguments, we should engage ourselves in sadhana. Devotion should be steady. Reading scriptures too much puts the intellect into confusion. By too much of study, he will not be understood. The one who is accepted by Almighty, he only will understand. Impatience is a defect of sadhana. Do your sadhana with patience, one pointed devotion, and without any alteration, repeatedly changing one's chosen ideal, and the mode of sadhana brings discontent and indifference. I do not consider the picture of God to be a mere picture. By our devotion, it will become alive. This is realization after all. It is the union of Jeev and Ishwar. Realizing God through his service. A person serving God either thinks himself to be a son of God or looks upon God as his son. While offering service, if body consciousness is absent from the mind, then meditation becomes easy. Our beloved God only remains in consciousness. Activity is seen in God, and the God draws towards himself. His picture becomes alive, pervasive, and divine. God reveals himself to love. He has offered everything to emotion. Intellect becomes thoughtless at that time. Religious preachers and teachers of spirituality all have shown Almighty's worship to be helpful in concentration and not as gross activity only. So long as I consciousness is there, God is absent. God comes as soon as I goes. The one and only conclusion we arrive at is that we should follow the path shown by Pujya Gurudev with reverence. God is all pervading. By whatever way we go, we shall reach the goal if our direction is right. When a child is learning to read, he reads without paying attention to vowels and consonants. Similarly, at the beginning, we do not understand the importance of the spiritual practices. Just as vowels and consonants belong to class 1 of literature, in the same way, service also leads us to God. God is omnipotent. Whatever idol a temple enshrines, if we see our own chosen deity in the idol, it becomes our chosen idol. Do not consider the idol to be a stone. God takes the form according to the feelings of the devotee. God is omnipotent, therefore, it can take incarnation, can come in the form of a human body. If that is not so, then the God cannot be omnipotent. With our limited intellect, we cannot understand God's intentions. According to the devotee's desire, he appears, so there is no doubt remains. Whom the Vedas praise, that God was made to dance by the cowherd girls of Vrindavan for some yogurt. Enslaved by the devotees, God can do everything at their loving request. We have to cover a distance of 20 miles, and after walking a little, if we say that we are not reaching the destination, how will that work? Do sadhanas and see. Surely you will get spiritual experience. We get the right benefit from the advice of Sri Sadguru Dev only when we act accordingly. Worship of God and sadhana is not like smoking drugs that you take a puff and everything happens. Those who prove to be pure on the touchstone of truth, they are pure and true to their intentions. There should be truth in our actions, otherwise, they are of no value. Sujalpur, 8th August 1958 to 15th August 1958. Sadhus do not speak bitter words, they speak the truth. There is no difference between God and the Guru. There is no difference between a saint and God. God loves the devotee, Guru loves the disciple. Saints are indifferent. Guru is confined to a limited circle, and a saint has an immense heart. A saint is a guru also is a saint. The saint can command a mass, the guru can command the disciple. Giving peace and happiness to all is humanity. If one selfishly wants to be happy himself, he can never serve others. To become a human being, serve humanity. The duty of a human being is not an ordinary thing. When all our evil desires and devilish thoughts of the mind are completely wiped off, only then we can be a human being. Man's duty is foremost. Material possessions are not man's ultimate goal. Materials are for running of the society properly. The ultimate aim of man is to give peace and happiness to all. He who sees himself in all beings sees Parmeshwar in all beings. He only sees perfectly. Removing the sufferings of others is known as Gyan, that is, knowledge. 9th and 10th September 1958 at Junagadh. To detach from the worldly affections, one should erase from the mind the conception that he or she is mine. We should become dutiful but not attached. Affection for a holy man helps in spiritual progress. When we meet our Gurudev or we are in a holy company, then it is should be considered as a grace of God. When we get peace of mind As soon as we go near a holy man, we should know that there is some holiness in him. This is true with a place also. That environment is pure when our mind becomes peaceful as soon as we go there. Parvati Kimji ka Jai Siya Ram.